I think in the end, Mark Hamill meets Luke Skywalker on the Muppet Show. Worth the watch. And I think the through line throughout that the was who's your tailor? I love that outfit. That's what I remember from that Muppet Show. I think I recorded that Muppet Show on a cassette tape. You know, like like one of these that you could just stick into a tape recorder and sit it by your TV, and just this is before VCRs, or before most people had access to them. Um, this was it. You just record the audio off your show. Now I go to antique shops and I'll see a stack of tapes, and a lot of times it's just TV shows. People would just put the tape recorder right next to the TV and tape it. You can do about half an hour on each side. And the ones I always find from folks who were in their late 60s to 70s, around the 1970s and 1980s, is like Ed Sullivan stuff, or all the musicals and variety shows that were on at the time. That's what you get, and that is the sound of an audio cassette shaking. So it's a lot of fun sometimes to stumble on those when you do some antiquing. And I never know how to come down on this. When I did my Beatles episode about loving the CDs, I brought these up, and I regret in 2002 taking all my childhood audio tapes to the Salvation Army. I could kick myself for doing that, because I would tape the radio and all that. And so thank you for letting me do a little oral history on my childhood experience with cassette tapes. That I think I got a cassette letter once as a kid from a cousin of mine. We just put it in an envelope and send it, and it just takes a stamp. That's what folks did. They didn't want to write letters. They just send these along. It's awesome. Now we can, we have the things we do now, but this something about how letters are tangible too. You can hold them. You know that someone wrote them, but this adds the element of the voice to it, and knowing that the author of the said tape that was personally made for you. Well, that's what a mixtape is too, right? But if they're doing an audio, they held it, they put it together, they sent it to you. Now I don't think the message from my cousin was like 90 minutes long. I don't know what else was on that tape. But I've got a nice little collection of letters from some folks. There's like Bob and Cora. I found them when I bought a record cabinet, and I made an MP3 out of once. Maybe I'll just post it on the page, and somebody's bound to find it marginally interesting. I don't know. And a lot, and it does go toward how even with a few generations things don't change, because Bob and Cora are still griping about how bad things are and how good they used to be, and this next new president's gonna shake things up, and it's a perpetual cycle, I suppose. All right, this is about the time that I make the cut, and I'll keep going on this one, and then I'll do one just based on this card here. So 3, 2, 1.